Hello there, welcome to Now That You're Awake with Charles Eden. This is our opportunity to learn about the ways and purposes of God in life. This morning I'd like to read something interesting so we can discuss. I'll read the plain English version of 2 Samuel chapter 11 verses 1 to 5. It says, "At that time, long ago, the big bosses of those nations used to wait for the end of the cold weather to finish every year. Then they used to get their soldiers together, and the big bosses went with their soldiers to fight with other nations. That was their way. One year, at that time, David told his boss soldier, Joab, 'Gather the soldiers from Israel together. Go again to fight with the Ammon mob.' So they went, and they met up with the soldiers from Ammon, and they beat them properly. Then they went to the town called Rabbah in Ammon country and stood in a circle around it. The Rabbah people couldn't get out of their town because the Israel soldiers blocked the gates. But David didn't go with his soldiers to that town. He stayed home in Jerusalem. One day, in the late afternoon, David woke up from sleep, and he went up and stood on the flat roof of his house. As he looked down at the other houses, he saw a woman. She was having a bath, and she was very pretty. He sent a messenger to ask, 'Who is this woman?' The messenger came back and told him, 'She is Bathsheba, Eliam's daughter. Her husband is Uriah, who belongs to the Eth mob. He was an Israel soldier, and he was fighting at Rabbah.' So David sent messengers to get Bathsheba and bring her to him. You see, she just finished her washing ceremony, the one that women used to do to clean themselves every month. So Bathsheba did what David told her to do. She went to him, and he slept with her as a man does with his wife. Then she went back to her home. Some weeks later, that woman knew that she was going to have a baby, so she sent a message to tell David, 'I'm going to have your baby.' David sends his soldiers, sends his army, go fight Ammon, and he is supposed to go, because that's the schedule. At that time of the year, that's what they did. That was their way. So you send your soldiers, but you go along with them. Other kings went with their soldiers and you just went there to fight. But David didn't go. Why? I think he just didn't like the schedule anymore. You see, when you don't honor the schedule, you will obey another schedule. You'll be submitted to another schedule. You will have yourself timetabled for something else. You will do things not scheduled because you didn't honor the schedule, and you will even end a mass casualty for yourself just to cover up that lack of obedience, that lack of adherence to the schedule that was given you. He was supposed to go fight just like every other king did, but he stayed back and he saw a pretty thing, and even though he realized that she was married, he didn't have a problem with it. He still did what he wanted to do. So this is a simple thing. Honor schedules. Honor the schedules. When you're supposed to go, go. When you're supposed to stay back, stay back. There is a reason for it. Do not think at this time it's not going to matter. That thing you're supposed to put out, the thing you're supposed to publish, that thing, the meeting you're supposed to go to, the stuff you're supposed to create, going back to the lab, going back to the workshop, all these things are schedules you need to honor. Not honoring them is going to put you in trouble. Simple and straight. Okay? So honor the schedules. There's a reason why the schedules are there and available to you. Just honor the schedules and you'll see. Don't end up like David. I mean, we could read the rest of the story. It ain't pretty. It is not pretty at all. You should just honor the schedules and you'll save yourself lots of trouble. Alright? So do this and have a great day.